what up squad, it's your boy K-Flo, and in this video we're going to be installing the head unit FloMount. Now let's get this thing started. In my last video we installed the dashboard FloMount, which I'm sure caused a lot of stir because we did the most heinous act of drilling right into the dashboard. For those of you guys who can't stomach the idea of drilling to the dashboard, we did come up with a product that's a little bit easier to install. This FloMount is specific to the 2nd gen Tacoma's OEM head unit. And just like what Kevin said as a comment in my last video, should it ever be necessary, it's definitely much easier to replace the faceplate. And I just want to point out guys, having screws and nuts definitely beats having adhesives, which end up losing its grip over time. And if you haven't watched the last video, make sure you guys watch that, because I do go into the finer details of how to remove that head unit, as well as some of the other problems we are trying to solve. Now with that being said, let's get to the truck.
So here's a quick recap of the removal. We used a pry bar to remove the climate control unit, and we also undid the harnesses in the back. We used a 10mm socket to remove the 4 screws that hold the head unit in, and then work the pry bar to pull that head unit right off. We also undid all of the harnesses in the back and brought the head unit onto the workbench.
And this is what the mount looks like for the head unit. And this is what the hardware stack is going to look like, guys. We got the screw, we got the washer, we got the lock washer, and we got the nut. So we take our mounting rail, guys, and put it right in the front face of the head unit. We'll try to align the top of the rail here with the bottom of these markings. So once we align that, we can also align this middle hole with this middle marking. Once we're happy with that position, we hold it in place. Then we just mark the holes with a pencil. Just like that, so we see the marking with the pencils right on there. Now, just like what we did with the dash, guys, we're going to basically center punch those markings. This time I'm using an actual center punch, but you can use a nail and a hammer too. It works just fine. And we start drilling away. I'm using a 1/16 inch hole to start. And just like before, we work all the way up to 3/16. Alright, now let's take our mount, put our screws in, put it in through the holes. And just like before, use your mechanics magnet onto the screw to keep the hardware from slipping. And now we can put the hardware stack in the back. If it's really tight, you can use a wrench in the back too, guys. Wrench and just screw it in from the front. There it is. Yeah, that's rock solid on there. Look at that, guys. Look how sleek that is. Just like the upper track, this one follows the curvature of the head unit.
The reinstallation is just the reverse of the removal. We take our head unit and reconnect all of the electrical harnesses and then push the head unit back into the dash. We reinstall the 10mm bolts. We push the electrical harnesses in for the climate control unit and push that whole thing back into the dash. And now we're done. Now let's hit this with some B-roll.
This kit will be available at my store, so make sure you guys check that out at store.kflo-crib.com, and it will also be linked in the description below. And in my next video, we're going to be committing a bigger act of atrocity by drilling a 1-inch hole for a USB charger on the dashboard. But don't worry guys, we are coming up with a non-dash drilling option. So make sure you stay tuned because we're almost done prototyping that idea. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you smash that like, subscribe, and hit that bell too while you're at it. And until next time, peace out, everybody.